Santosh, please check the audio. Santosh.
Okay. Sir,
Oh,
hello.
okay, audio is clear.
Hello.
Audio is clear. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Right, sir. Okay.
Good morning, one and all. At the outset, let me touch the holy feet of Sri Biluru Professor Mahaswamiji. All present here for the inauguration of AICT Atal Online FTP on outcome-based education, curriculum, and exam reforms, organized by BVVS Polytechnic Bagalkot and Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department. The president of the today's function is Sri G.V. Principal BVVS Polytechnic, and the chief guest of the function and the inaugurator, Dr. Srinivas Balli, Vice Chancellor, Nupatanga University, Bangalore. And keynote speaker of this today's function is Dr. Suresh Jangam Shetty, Professor and HOD, Basveshwar Engineering College, Bagalkot. Let me start this program with a prayer by Kumari Pavitra and Sneha of fourth semester electoral in E&E department.
ओम श्री गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। शरणं सिद्धि विनायका शरणो विद्या प्रदाय शरणो पार्वती तनय मूर्ति शरणो शिखवाहना शरणो शिखवाहना तिलनेत्रने देवी सुतने नागभूषण प्रियने कटिलतांकित कोमलांगने कर्णकुंडले कलधारणे शरणं सिद्धि विनायका शरणु विद्या प्रदायका शरणु पार्वती तनयमूर्ति शरणु मूषिक वाहना शरणु मूषिक वाहना भट्टमुत्तिन पदकहारणे वायुहस्त चतुष्टने इष्टदೊಡುಗೆಯ ಹೇಮ ಕಂಕಣ पाशाङ्कुशधारणे पाशाङ्कुशधारणे शरणु सिद्धि विनायका शरणु विद्या प्रदायका शरणु पार्वती तनयमूर्ति शरणु मूषिक वाहना शरणु मूषिक वाहना कुक्षिमहलम्बोदरणे भिक्षुचापन गिलिमने पक्षिवाहन श्री पुरंदर विठलना निज दासने विठलना निज दासने शरणु सिद्धि विनायका शरणु विद्या प्रदायका शरणु पार्वती तनयमूर्ति शरणु मूषिक वाहना शरणु मूषिक वाहना शरणु मूषिक वाहना.
Thank you, Kumari Pavitra and Sneha. Now may I request Sri Sangmesh S. Durmani sir, HOD E&D department, to welcome the dignitaries and introduce our president and chief guest of the today's function.
Good morning, everyone. Professor Srinivas Balli, chief guest of the Professor Srinivas Balli, chief guest of the inaugural function. Professor G.B. Shetty, president of the inaugural function. Professor Suresh Jangam Shetty, keynote speaker of the inaugural function of the FDP. Professor Mahadev Talwar, coordinator of this faculty development program. Heads of the various departments and the faculty members and my dear participants. Today we have connected online to organize the inaugural function of the 1 week AICTE Atal Faculty Development Program on outcome-based education curriculum and examination reforms. On this occasion, I, Sangamesh Dodamani, head of the Department of E&D Engineering, welcome our president of the function, Professor G.V. Shetty, principal, BVVS Polytechnic Bagalkot, on behalf of myself, on behalf of the coordinator of the FDP, on behalf of the staff members, and on behalf of the department, and on behalf of all the participants on this occasion. I feel very happy to introduce Professor G.V. Shetty sir on this occasion. Professor Shetty sir right now serving as a principal of the BVVS Polytechnic Bagalkot, Karnataka State. He has done his engineering in automobile engineering from Karnataka University, Dharwad, and post-graduation in HRD from the Madras University, Chennai, and currently pursuing PhD in college management at Vishweshwaraya Technological University, Belgaum. Sir has 34 years of teaching experience in the Polytechnic, and he has served in various capacities, right from the lecturer, head of the department, continuing education manager, NCC officer, state level member of the curriculum development committee for diploma in automobile engineering, nodal officer for North Karnataka for implementing community development through Polytechnic scheme under MHRD New Delhi. And sir is also the principal of the community college, which runs under MHRD New Delhi. And sir also is a AICTE nominee for MHRD New Delhi as a specialist of community college scheme. Sir has lot many achievements. To mention few amongst them are, sir has been awarded as the best Polytechnic teacher of Karnataka State in the year 2004 and recently in the year 2020 from IST New Delhi. Sir has received Indira Gandhi National Award from the President of India for NSS unit in the year 2015-16. Sir has worked as a resource person in national level staff development programs sponsored by AST, AICT and IST New Delhi. Sir has established the community college in the Karnataka state sponsored by AICT New Delhi under the Department of Technical Education, Bengaluru. Sir has presented many papers in the national and international symposiums, and Sir has visited Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand for presenting the papers in the international conferences. Sir is also an executive member of the Institution of Engineers, Dharwad Local Center, and Sir is also a nodal officer for North Karnataka for implementing the community development through Polytechnic scheme under MHRD New Delhi. Sir is a principal of community college under MHRD New Delhi, and Sir is also an AICT nominee to MHRD New Delhi as a specialist of the community college scheme. With this brief introduction of Professor G.V. Dhanashetty, I welcome the sir once again to this FDP. Welcome you, sir. Thank you. Now I feel very proud to introduce the chief guest of the function, Professor Srinivas Balli, Vice Chancellor, Ruptunga University, Bengaluru, on behalf of the BVVS Sangha, on behalf of our principal, on behalf of all the HODs of the institution, and also on behalf of all the participants who have joined in this function. Welcome you, sir. With this, I also would like to take this occasion to introduce Professor Balli, sir, to the participants. Professor Srinivas S. Balli is working as a first Vice Chancellor of Ruptunga University, Bengaluru since November 2020. Sir has done engineering in mechanical engineering from BVV College of Engineering and Technology, Hubli in the year 1986. Sir has done his PG in machine design at PSG College of Technology, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu in 1992. Sir has done his PhD at Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh in the year 2002. Sir has totally 35 years of teaching experience in engineering college with various capacities. He has served as the professor, head, dean, career planning and placement of Basveshwar Engineering College, Bagalkot. Professor Balli has published 38 technical papers in national and international journals, published and presented about 97 articles and also in poems in the popular newspapers, magazines. Sir has lot many achievements. To mention few amongst them, Sir has been awarded 5 times the most trusted academic partner and the placement officer by Tata Consultancy Services, Bengaluru. Sir has been awarded by the Lions Club of Bagalkot in 2008 as a teacher in par excellence, also as a Devara Dasimaya Award by the Gayatri Pratisthana, Gulbarga in the year 2005. With this brief introduction of Professor Balli sir, I welcome Professor Balli sir to this faculty development program once again. Thank you very much, sir. You are welcome, sir. I take this opportunity to welcome heartily today's keynote speaker of this faculty development program, Professor Suresh Jangamshetty, on behalf of our principal and on behalf of myself, on behalf of the coordinator of the FDP and all the staff members, and on behalf of all the participants who have joined in this function. Welcome you, sir. I also take this occasion to welcome all the AICT staff members, AICT office bearers who have joined this FDP from New Delhi. I also welcome all the heads of the departments of our Polytechnic, and I also welcome all the faculty and staff members of the Electrical and Electronics Engineering Department, and I welcome wholeheartedly all the participants of this faculty development program. I also welcome the technical team members, Santosh Patil as well as Vishwanath Ganigir, who have joined hand to make this faculty development program a successful one. Finally, I welcome all those who have connected to this online faculty development program. And also I welcome all those who have supported to conduct this faculty development program. Welcome you all once again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now may I request Srimati Mahadevi Balan Madam to introduce our keynote speaker.
Good morning, all. It is my pleasure to introduce the eminent personality and the day's keynote address, Shri Dr. Suresh H. Jangamshetty, sir. Dr. Suresh Jangamshetty, sir, obtained his MTech in Power Systems and PhD in Wind Energy from IIT Kharagpur. His core contribution to wind energy is in wind data analysis. He has developed a mathematical model for optimum site matching of wind turbine generators. He has also developed an interactive software for the same. Till date, he has guided 7 PhDs in area of wind energy and wind solar hybrid systems. He is expertise in solar wind energy conversion, power systems, and energy conservation. He has guided 55 plus UC and 45 plus PZ projects and has received more than 100 crores lakhs for R&D grants. He has 90 plus technical publications with 789 citation having 10H index and 13I10 index. He has established R&D infrastructure in SCADA for distribution, automation, and renewable energy application. He has organized 45 faculty and student development programs, and he has attended 59 programs and delivered more than 150 above invited talks and webinars. He is a Fulbright alumnus, received Fulbright Nehru Visiting Lecture Fellowship to Michigan Technical University, Boston during fall 2000. Professionally, Sir is senior member of IEEE, FIE, LMISTE, and LMISWE, LMSVAK, DMKSSCST, and Rotary member also. And Sir has been conferred with 10 different awards. Prominent awards are BVVS Sangha's Best Teacher Award in the year 2018. And also he received IEEE BES Bangalore Chapter's Outstanding Engineer Award in the year 2017. And PIFA's Lifetime Achievement Award for contribution of wind energy in the year 2016. And IEEE Reason 10's Outstanding Branch Counselor Award. He has totally 35 years of academic and administration experience. Presently, he is HOD of Electrical and Electronics Department of Basveshwara Engineering College, Bagalkot. And he is also working as Chairman IEEE North Karnataka Subsection and Director BVS International Programs. With this introduction, I welcome Shri Suresh Jangamshetty sir to this FTA program. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Now, may I request Professor Mahadev Talwar, coordinator of the AICT Atal FDP, to present the objectives of this FDP.
Morning to all. Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So traditional education systems are losing their significance in the age of globalization. All things changes very quickly and continuously in a today globe. more skills are needed to develop technology very rapidly. In order to deal with the technological development, academic organizations should generate graduates. Therefore, it is compulsory to move from traditional education to result-based education to overcome the necessity. In this regard, we are organized outcome-based education systems, 1 week FDP programs. So outcome-based education system is a student-centric teaching and learning methodology in which the course delivery assessments are planned to achieve stated objectives and outcomes. So it focuses on measuring student performance, that is outcomes at different levels. Some of the aspects of OBR may be course, COs, POs, POs, PSO, graduate attributes. And OBE process involved curriculum objectives, selecting teaching and learning objectives, reviewing of the program level outcomes, writing intended learning outcomes. So choosing appropriate outcome-based assessment tools and methods. Considering all the above activities and changing of traditional education to the OBE, so we are organizing 1 week FDP on outcome-based education and examination reforms. So in 5 days session, in the first day, session 2, Professor GB Danasepti will cover concept, components, and structure of outcome-based education, model and curriculum. On the same day, session 3, Sir Dr. Guru Prasad Hugar, assistant professor, will cover mapping COs, PO, POs, PSO, mission and vision. On the second day, first session, Madam B. Kanmani, BMS College of Bangalore, cover Bloom's taxonomy level, action verbs, course outcomes. On the second session, Srimati Sarika Srivastava, Director, Ashoka Institute of Technology Management, Varanasi, cover writing up course outcomes for different courses. On the session 3, Dr. Timmesh, Professor, Government Engineering College, Hassan, will cover key constituents of outcome-based education, curriculum, mapping, POs, PSO, and COs. On day 3, Professor, first session, Shobha Lal, Dean Faculty of Education Methodology, Women's University, Jaipur, will cover course assessment and evaluation scheme and assessment methods and tool. On the same day, session 2, Dr. Lakshmi Mohan, Director, ITM Kharagpur, New Mumbai, will cover on program curriculum, components, and course structure. On same day, session 3, Srimati Renuka Devi, Professor and Head of Department, NITTR Chennai, will cover emotional development. On day 4, P. Sivakumar, NITTR Extension Center, Bangalore, will cover development of rubrics for different activity. On the same day, session 2, Dr. Sudhir, Dean R&D, St. Joseph Engineering College, Mangaluru, will cover on competency and associated performance indicators. On the same day, session 3, Dr. B.B. Kotturu Setter, Head School of Management Engineering, KLE Technology, University, will cover the important topics, that is on preparation of SEE question paper as per the AICT examination reforms. On the day 5, session 1, Dr. Manu Ora, Chairman and President, Business Excellence, Innovation, USA, will cover the importance on innovative pedagogy and assessment for effective NEP 2020 implementation. So on the day 5, session 1 will start 8:30. And the second session on the last day, so because all the participants will require to prepare a model question paper as per the AICT examination forms. To make the FDP useful, highly profiled resource persons are requested to deliver the lecture sessions, which include India and abroad. So as per the AICT instruction, every day there will be 3 sessions. So duration of each session is 2 hours. In the morning, we have 2 sessions, and afternoon there will be 1 session, 2 to 4. So morning session will start exactly at 9 a.m. On the day 5th, there is a slight changes. Dr. Manu Ora from USA will engage morning session at 8:30. Instructions related to participants are already made. Totally 171 participants are registered for the FDP. Among those, 74 participants are female participant and 97 candidate are male participant. So among these, 35 participants are from Karnataka, 10 participants from Odisha, 48 participants from Tamil Nadu, 4 participants from Gujarat, 4 participants from Rajasthan, 30 participants from Maharashtra, 20 participants from Andhra Pradesh, 12 participants from UP, 4 participants from Rajasthan, 2 participants from Pondicherry, 1 participant from Bihar and Telangana. So the participants are from Polytechnic, engineering colleges, fashion technology, pharmacy college of education, agriculture, etc. So with this brief introduction and objectives of FDP, I hope in this content, this FDP will helpful or benefited for the participant the development in the clarity regarding the curriculum, flexibility, assessment, comparison, and fulfillment of the requirement of the NBA. With this, I conclude my brief objectives of FDP. Thank you, one and all. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. Now we have come to the inauguration of this FDP. I request all the dignitaries in the dais to inaugurate this FDP by lighting the lamp.
No. Do not speak of him. Joseph.
Fan ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
Fan ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡು. ಬರ್ರಿ. ಬರ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಬರ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಬರ್ರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಬರ್ರಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಬರ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ವಾಟ್ ಸರ್, ಬರ್ರಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಸರ್.
Hello, brother. Other side, panels. Other side. Let brother. Ale.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all, for the inauguration of this AICT Atal FDP on outcome-based education curriculum and examination reforms. Now, may I request Dr. Srinivas Balli, sir, Vice Chancellor, Muktunga University, Bangalore, to present inaugural speech on this occasion. Sir, please, sir. Balli, sir. Sir, unmute ಮಾಡಿ sir. Balli sir, please unmute your.
Can't tell me. You have to unmute.
No, sir, now we are able to hear.
Yeah. Thank you. Administration. GB Dhanshetty. Keynote speaker of Professor S. Dimity, Professor Talwar, Professor Lingaraj Vaid, and department. A very, very good morning to you all. Then India to be FDP, they want. This is the need of the time. Actually, we are implementing the national education policy all over the nation, especially in our state. So the other part of the country are looking at us very eagerly to know how the things are being initiated in order to implement NEP effectively. So it's a really pleasure for me also. I feel proud because it, especially in the field of polytechnic, our polytechnic, BV Sanghas Polytechnic has taken initiation to start this kind of program, equipping our faculty to implement the NEP very effectively. Of course, the outcome-based curriculum and examination reforms, this all depends upon what are the outcomes expected from NEP. Based on the outcomes expected from NEP, the curriculum is to be reframed. What are the expected outcomes of NEP then? The ultimate aim of this NEP is to help the nation or to help the younger generation to build the nation. They should be capable of leading their life on their own. They should become more employable. They should become entrepreneurs. They should be able to give, they have to become the job giver rather than the job seeker. They should be able to face the real life challenges with full of confidence. They need to have the confidence for facing any problem. Should be able to accept the new challenges. Should be able to say go to any corner of the country or the world in the kind of should be ready to work with new people with new technology. They should also be ready to learn new things, should update their knowledge. So these are the things in a nutshell required by any graduate after going through 3 or 4 years of a graduation program. So it's very essential to make him feel very confident to do any kind of assignment. However, wherever you go, whichever field you go, whichever field you are working in, it's ultimately the solving the problem, some or the other kind of problem. So he should be capable of solving the problem, looking to make a decision, a right decision at the right time. We have to train them. So in order to do this, it is very essential. So essential to frame or the design the curriculum such that they acquire all these skills in facing not only the employment related things, but also they should be capable of leading their life itself. Means they have to, they should be good at even the life skills. So keeping all these things, uh, 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 framework has such a way to and need not forgo the basic things. Of course, the fundamental things remain as they are, but at the same time, we should be be ready to accept the new challenges. For that, I think we cannot just change the name, putting the NEP 2020 and just have the old syllabus. So knowing the requirement of the day-to-day life uh, at a national level, uh, in as well as the local level, we have to refine the curriculum, exit and multiple entity flexibility in the choice, which is left fully problem group solving, and all such things are to be taken into account. So, in a nutshell, it is the student centric. It is it has given more emphasis on the interest of the students, which is given the utmost priority. Some of courses, they can gain some of the credits even studying outside the institution in which they are studying. Means the days may come that a student may opt some of the subjects which are not there in the institution in which he is studying, but he can take those subjects somewhere else in the country, even abroad. So there he gains some of the credits, and those credits could be they are transferable, so through ABC, that is Academic Bank of Credits. So these are the some of the important things we have to keep in our mind. So keeping the fashion and passion of the students in our mind, because some of the students, of course, however they are clear in their mind, sometimes they are being driven by the fashion, and of course there is always the passion in their heart, inside there. So based on that, both we may choose some of these things. So we should be able to support both the things. So we have to frame the syllabus now, and at the same time we have to have it be state level, national, or even international level. Therefore, our syllabus, it should not be something like a old wine in new bottle, or a old photo in a new frame. Therefore, you have to drastically think on these lines, keeping the spirit of the national education policy 2020, keeping the okay, what it was earlier, uh, it should be in the form of a facilitator. We have to inspire the students to do this and that, this is which is important, new technology and all such things. Therefore, it's very important to understand the role of a teacher. Of course, he being the one of the important stakeholders, if he minds he can bring about the change as early as it's possible. Therefore, he is one of the important factor in implementing national education policy. So at this juncture, it is really very, very important that we have to train our teachers. We have to bring to their notice the changes which are going to happen. So in those lines, a small effort by BVVS Polytechnic is to be appreciated. They have taken this initiation. I really feel happy and proud, because our mother institutions has taken initiation in training the teachers. This is really good, and I hope that all such efforts will definitely help implement NEP 2020 in its real spirit. Of course, more emphasis
Sir, ಮಾತಾಡಿ sir.
Okay. I'm really very sorry because of network issues here.
However, I was almost at the end of my speech. So what I was telling is, all these days we were used to with the system wherein we have it was almost mark centric or examination centric. But now we have started talking about the open book examinations, and it was almost of the type of problem solving type. Therefore, it's not the marks which gives the picture about uh, the students or the candidate. It is the way of approach by a candidate to solve any type of problem. So, take any field, it is some kind of a problem solving. Therefore, whether he is skilled with the qualities which help him to solve the problem of that area. So, likewise, we have to reframe the syllabus. We have to make the students capable of solving the problem rather than answering some question. So it is not the just the information. You should also be able to analyze the situation, analyze the data. So and understand it and give the solution for the given problem. So this is what is ultimately expected. Accordingly, we have to restructure the examination or the evaluation or the assessment system. Therefore, looking at the different efforts made all over the globe, we may have to restructure the examination system. So reformation of this evaluation system is also very, very important. We should be in a position to understand what the student has acquired after 3 or 4 years of learning. So this is what is ultimately aimed at. Therefore, keeping all these things, I hope that this FDP will help the faculty members to and redesign the curriculum as well as the evaluation system in order to implement NEP in its real spirit. I wish the FDP a very grand success and wish that this initiation by BVVS Polytechnic under the leadership of Dr. Dhanashetty and Talwar and Vaidya sir will help others also to follow the same thing and do and play their important role in implementing of NAP. So I once again thank Professor Dhanashetty sir, Lingraj Vaidya and Talwar sir for their this effort and also making helping me to be the part of this effort. So I once again thank one and all. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your best wishes. Uh, thanks. Thanks a lot. Now we have a keynote address by Dr. Suresh Jangamshetty, sir, Professor and HOD of E&D Department, Basveshwar Engineering College, Bagalkot. I request Dr. Suresh Jangamshetty, sir, to present the keynote address. Share now.
Good morning to all the participants. President of today's function, Professor G.B. Dan Shetty sir. Chief guest, Dr. Srinivas Balli, Sangmesh Dodbani, Talwar, Vaidya, Anand Madam and Mathur, and all the participants. It's an honor to be speaking to you all, though I am also a little bit nervous, but I have made a small presentation. As of now, when I look at all the speakers who are lined up for the next 5 days, it's a band of wonderful experienced people. I must congratulate the organizers for selecting experienced speakers. I'll be trying to, in fact, make a small presentation wherein at the end you will be able to realize that how can we visualize the outcome-based education. If you look at the quote of this great man, Lord Basaveshwara, way back in 12th century itself, he said work is worship. Like if you are in fact having skills and if you are doing the work, then you are going to be in heaven, something like that. So even when we go back to our mythology, which takes us back to wonderful Gurukul type of education system. And when I look at the NEP key features or aspects, I feel we are reinventing the whole thing and we are trying to reorient ourselves where some other countries have already implemented, we haven't yet. Finally, it ends up to that because over the entire aspect of teaching, learning, student and teacher, India is in forefront in exhibiting the best of the best respect to the teachers for the simple reason that they are the ones they are going to mold the students. What was missing in my view is that the documentation was missing with our education system. Passionate teachers, passionate students, they all came at one point. Wonderful learning went on. But when you ask what happened, the documentation was missing. And in the modern era, after independence, this whole thing is being documented. But now it is the need of the hour that if our students have to really excel and come up with new innovations, then we have to bring in a hard change. And that hard change is the national education policy or the new education policy. It's welcome. Fine. So with this brief note, I will quickly go ahead and AICT Atal sponsored 5 days online FDP, outcome-based education curriculum and examination reforms. Very well selected topic and in fact a need of the hour. And I must appreciate all the participants who have taken interest in joining this. Next. Well, before I go ahead, I must also, I have been, a small introduction has been presented about me. But many times, you know, we all were students at one time and we always looked at our teachers. What is it that they are going to tell us? What is their experience and expectations are there? So keeping that in mind as a teacher, am I really worth, delivering this keynote also is important. So I'll quickly share in first few minutes what all I have contributed for which can be looked at as outcome-based education. From my research, wind data analysis, developed a new methodology. Then I have this optimum site matching of wind turbine generators, a novel methodology and a software package. From my experience of research, FPGA-based power electronics drives applications lab is set up. I'll show you them quickly. Solar photovoltaic system sizing for riverbed irrigation pump set up. Academic campus energy management through 11 kV SCADA for distribution automation established. Then solar PV and wind turbine research center is established. Energy conservation through lighting established. Solar photovoltaic applications, a lot of UG PG projects established, and solar thermal applications, they are there on campus. Well, if I have to look back my 35 years experience and then put a question, what is this new thing happening? New education, national education or new education policy, as well as the outcome-based education. I always put a question, have I contributed to this or no? After that, then I am sure you will start accepting me, okay, this man is really presenting something. This is what has happened over the years. A book is also published, Optimum Site Matching of Wind Turbine Generators. This is an online e-book. Then this is the infrastructure established on our campus, 50-meter wind mast. All these are through one or the other and R&D grants that I have tried getting. A weather station and a 1.5 kilowatt wind turbine. A SCADA for distribution automation lab, where we have real-time data being collected. That is the energy data of our campus, and then it is dumped into our database. Then our entire campus is converted into a wonderful experimental setup for doing any power system studies for distribution automation, a single line diagram. Then a small vertical axis wind turbine. Behind you see on the walls, which I will be coming to those points also, which are part of the outcome-based education. Many projects, a e-bicycle is also shown there. Then you have our Renewable Energy Research Center, where we make realize how energy conservation can be done, and you also observe on the walls some of the projects demonstrated, which show what is done there. This is a renewable energy park for live understanding of working of various renewable energy applications. Well, my core interest was into wind and solar energy, so my contributions are in that. So varied faculty members with different backgrounds can set up anything like this. Well, with this, I just gave you, okay, there is something that is there in my mind, which I would like to definitely share today, which will also add value to what teaching learning process goes on. Now, for all these labs that you have seen, I as a student as well as I as a teacher, involving the students, those all have been done. It is not that individual. So I would like to put across, it is the students whose competencies have been used, their mastery has been tested, and finally the outcome based. So you see here in the diagram, which I have taken from a website, sorry I have not put it. The goal of outcome based education that we are trying to look at is mastery based education, which is inside the competency based education, which is the inside of the entire outcome based education. That means all two in green color and maroon color, what you see, where at one or the other time they were focused. Mastery based, skill based, definitely. Now, what outcome based requires and NEP requires, skilling is required. Now, a question arises: did the modern education go, or just skip away from this skills and all? If that is the question, well, it had not missed, but we had not we are not maybe so serious about that. So this mastery-based education involves few steps. One key press. Yeah. Yeah. See, criteria for measuring proficiency. Next. Learner support provided. You observe very interestingly, criteria, this whole mastery based education is criteria for measuring proficiency. Now, when it comes to proficiency, it involves everything. How proficient you are, or proficiency courses if you are attending, they will give knowledge, they will give the hands-on learning, and they will also see that you will develop something. That is a proficiency. So there is a criteria for measuring that, which I mentioned at the beginning. Documentation is missing. Then learner support is provided. That means this criteria for measuring will have all the setup ready. Something like we can think of a laboratory. Next. Then we have adaptive to learner needs. So learner has a certain things. He may be interested or may not be interested, but his needs have to be addressed. And our mastery-based education should be adaptive. That means as a student, he should be able to reach to that. He should be able to adapt what is been there, and some interest should be created, and adequate time to achieve proficiency. See, proficiency is not achieved overnight. Okay, so I will quickly go back to our mythology, maybe Ramayana, Mahabharata. We continuously see if Rama could really aim his arrow to a particular target, it was not simply done. It was something like, see, he has to practice. He underwent that training, learned the Upanishads, learned the, community related, contributions. So many things were taught to them in the Gurukula, not only one. So if you look at that, these 4 points, which included mastery-based education, then the medieval period started looking at the competence. See, I'm also relating to the education. So that time when it was going in Gurukul type of education, the word education becomes a new thing for us. Suddenly from Sanskrit, Hindi, our regional languages, we go to English. So that's where we have to understand that also had students involved in that, and teacher was also the main person who had the, see, for mastery, you need a coach or you need a teacher who will tell you how to learn, study, all that. So when it came to competency based education, there was only one thing, all of MBE, mastery based education, plus it was self-paced. That means there were different speeds of learning all these things. And finally, today we are addressing the outcome based education, which includes the CBE, competency based, which involves mastery based, then understanding why proficiency matters. That means we try to look at earlier the, with those competencies, with those mastery, you knew where you are going to go. Either you are going to fight a war, you are going to be the king, you are going to be something, and you are going to be an artisan, you are going to be something, you are there present in that kingdom, or all those they were based at something. Today it is global. So for global, every country has its own learning aspects. Every country has its own requirement of skills. Every country has its own legalities and formalities. Now, if a student studies in one corner of the globe, will he fit into the other corner of the globe? So that is where the very formal teaching learning process, which can be measured, which can be assessed, which can be really seen to be implemented, is now coming into picture. It was not, I'll again reiterate, it was not that it was not existing. It all existed, but it was not documented. And that today we tell the students, okay, these are your skill sets, you will fit into a particular company or a job, or you will fit into any company or a job, something like that. That's where we have branched out to maybe electrical, computer, civil, so many things, because one person cannot do everything. So this is where you do civil engineering. So we know that he'll go and do some construction work or infrastructure related. Electrical engineer, civil, computer science engineer. So for everybody, individual skill sets develop. There are also these all-rounders. Okay, these all-rounders will also fit into all. That's why When you look at this particular diagram, which will tell mastery-based education, competency-based education, and now today we are leading to outcome-based education. After this, what? That I will leave to you. But for all this, let us review quickly that technical education, because that is where we all are today, to the technical education. Right? So here, both the diploma and engineering, Bachelor of Engineering, I don't separate out much, but there is just one small change. I have compared both of them here. Engineering degree, 8 semesters, theory electives, 18 laboratory courses, 180 experiments, a seminar and an internship, and a project and a mini and a major project. Look at diploma students also. 6 semesters, 18 laboratories. Look at both are doing almost the same amount of number of laboratories. Then they also have electives as well as theory. 216 experiments, a seminar and an internship, project and mini major. But what changes is this theory, what courses you bring in, here, and how you take them to the lab and what we do here in the lab. So these only the conceptual changes will be happening amidst these two. But however, we have teachers from both organizations, both engineering and diploma, but the base is the curriculum. What is that a student should learn and study? Curriculum development has to follow the outcome-based education. So when the curriculum is met, what's happening, I just would like to share at this point is, most of us have the syllabus that has been prepared and kept for us. Now we have to go and bring in outcome-based education. But what outcome-based education tells us is, you frame your own curriculum right from what is required for your student. This is the very interesting aspect that our present day teaching community is facing. Students, they will come and go, but we are going to be there in an organization wherein we bring in outcome-based education and go for implementing. So when the implementation has to be done, then do I have a syllabus which is already made, which I have to go and teach, or should I have to make my own syllabus and then start teaching? Now, this aspect has to be very well addressed by the organizations. Autonomous organizations, they can manage this. But if it is an affiliated institute or under some boards and all, then some common group of people will take a decision which has to be taught by. Like autonomous colleges can frame their own syllabus, whereas the boards, now we also find that many of the, with all due regards to all the people involved, boards tell that you teach this, but autonomous feel, okay, we should go like this. This part is still going on with the, other than the purely autonomous, like for example, IITs, NITs or university colleges. Then we have other level colleges which are affiliated colleges and autonomous. So this part has to be addressed by the governance. That's what I feel. So with this, how did this whole thing started? If you see, somewhere in 1994, a person by name William Spady, you can get this on the net, I also got it. He first time when he made a statement about outcome-based education in US, that he himself never thought one fine day that everybody would be, after this outcome-based education. What his concept, in fact, was, look at this, all students can learn, succeed, but not on the same day and not in the same way. Now, this was what was there strongly in his mind. And in all his particular, whatever documents we get from that, the first and the foremost thing is he addresses this. That means our curriculum should address the students. That means it is student centric. So earlier also it was student and teacher and student. Now it has come. Sometimes it was even the organization which was very important. Forget about the students and teachers, something like that. But today it is purely the student centric. Very well understood concept. To which the other things added, like most of us nowadays we are thinking about Bloom's level of learning. Now I will also come to that quickly. So this is where What in fact, William Spady, a socialist, outlined the following ground principles for his outcome-based approach. It is worth perusing. If you look at the present day, anybody who speaks on outcome-based education, they say it is student-centered, learner's mastery over a particular skill is demonstrated and measured. Now, you have to understand this point here, demonstrated and measured. This part is where demonstration means we get to see it practically. And measured means these are all the assessment tools. What we call as POs, then we have COs, then PLO, all those things, learning outcomes, all that. Clarity in focus, bringing out the specific outcomes from the learners. We are now thinking about technical education, fine. It can also go to primary education, it will also go to the arts, science, anything you say, you have, the clarity should be there what he is going to learn. So for technical institutions, electrical engineering, fine, they have to have a clarity in focus. So that's why this clarity in focus will bring out the specific outcomes from the learner. Learner has to contribute back. Design down, deliver up. Okay, it means the curriculum has to be designed with a clear definition. So this entire workshop of 5 days is going to bring in very clearly a curriculum development. Now, maybe if you have to scrap whatever is existing and bring in a new learning, I would highly appreciate the teachers. Okay, because many a times we stick on or become so adhered to our subjects that we don't want to change it. Now is the time that if you change now, you will never be able to change. So it's the time to change now. So you have to design down and deliver. Exceeding the expectations. So all students can deliver the highest level of performance. One common thing we continue to hear is our students are not up to the mark. Now this is where this outcome-based education addresses. If you feel students are not up to the mark, that means he is a slow learner, give him a separate pace of learning. If you find a student is fast and sharp enough, give him a separate pace of learning. That's what the NEP is now having, some of the characteristic features. And finally, the expanded opportunities. Okay, the expanded opportunities giving countless chances and ways to show the students that they have met with their objectives. Okay, this is where the exceeding expectations and expanded opportunities both combined together will give different speed for different people and see that they will meet the objectives. The objectives will remain same. You make something like this program educational objectives or program specific objectives, they remain same. And you can change them over the years also, but they remain same for a curriculum. So if he is unable to achieve his speed, then give him separate. That's why it says giving countless chances. Now the academic bank credits or what we speak about, he can discontinue and come back again. They all are defining. So we are really reworking with a documented learning, teaching learning process. So whole thing, I just, because you are in this 5 days, you are going to learn everything about this. And to put it in a nutshell, OBE formulates content around activities that over the activities that leads to specific outcomes. Remember, we are defining these outcomes. Remember, we are defining outcomes. We are formulating the curriculum also. So it directly leads to increasing proficiency. See, we come to this word proficiency. The student develops a proficiency of a particular skill, knowledge, and behavior. Clear? We have to have a clear. My student from the diploma degree has to be doing these works. That is should be very clear to us. My student from engineering will be doing these tasks when he graduates. We will not look at the remaining promotions that he would take. And we must involve everything. He can become a faculty, he can become an engineer, he can become an entrepreneur, he can become a businessman, he can be a person in the home also. Okay, that can in future we can continue to see. Clear? Keeping that in mind, in putting this whole thing in Spady's words of outcome-based education, An OBE curriculum means starting with a clear picture of what is important for students to be able to do. Then organizing the curriculum, instruction and assessment. Rightly, this particular FDP, I even mentioned, heard the organizer saying at the end on last fifth day, at least for one subject, a curriculum will be made, instruction, how it will be taught, how you are going to assess. This all thing will be covered by the speakers if we can follow correctly. Finally, what is the outcome? To make sure this learning ultimately happens. This is what is the whole thing, which I just wanted to share. I will now go ahead with one more slide here, just to change your moods. This has to happen in our classrooms also, because children love to see some action-packed things. Two photographs of recently, concluded Olympics I was able to get. Well, of course, you may be thinking why I'm not using cricket. I don't use that for any of that this purpose. Here is a person, George Halas. He was the coach of hockey in US long back. I always use this in my classrooms also. Quotations are very important. He very clearly mentioned, don't do anything in practice. I have underlined it and made it different color. Don't do anything in practice that you wouldn't do. There is something missing there. Wouldn't do in the game. Okay. See, finally, this hockey match, hockey game or basketball or football or any event where everyone is involved, not only two people like cricket, everybody is involved here. And you people are really, everyone has to be contributing. You require speed, you require, skill, you require, knowledge of the game, and you require all those, parameters within you. You should have stamina. You should be able to run. Look at that. Now, all this will come not overnight. It will come by practice. So when you are practicing and you want to win or score a goal, then you better practice hockey only. Nothing else. That's the main meaning. So why I brought this slide here is, while we are doing engineering education, diploma education, we should, it is a practice we are doing in 4 years of really learning skills, building ourselves, developing a base for us that must be stronger. So in these 4 years, if you think of anything else other than building the knowledge and the base, then you would not be a successful person to deliver what a company requires, what you individually require. That's the whole meaning of this. Definitely, if these slides are shared with all the participants, well, please use this slide as one of the first slides and tell them, while we are doing engineering, because we find students when they join for engineering or diploma, they look at some other thing, maybe fashion, they may look at, some other movies, they may look at other people, they always get attracted, they feel the professions other than theirs is better. That part is not required. When you are joined for engineering, we must focus on engineering, reading, writing, technical thinking. I showed you what we do in engineering. That has to be focused because otherwise you don't need any external coaching in engineering technical institutions. That's the purpose, and the service for outcome-based education is met there. And definitely the teacher becomes a stronger person here, because the first begins with the mastery, then the competency, then the outcome-based education. What next? If that's what we all are thinking. Well, you spoke everything you told about engineering. What next? Now, for in the next slide, I'll just try to show you that what is that we need to really do. Graduate attributes has been given to us by AICT and some peer group. They say we have to do it. And program outcomes also we have with us. That is at the top. Then I have come down suddenly. Are we going to start with graduate attributes and program outcomes, or we have to start with the learning outcomes and Bloom's learning level? I'm just putting it across, not confusing you. Already a lot of things are existing. Then we go for course outcomes. Definitely the speakers are going to really highlight this, and even I have also undergone some exercises and attended some program. Learning outcome for every topic we have to bring out based on our BLS. Combining these two, we have to go for course outcomes. This is what is my thinking. I may be right or anything. Then what next? One slide. Yeah. Then we go ahead forming for my program. What should be my program educational objectives and program specific objectives, and it is mandatory and we have to have them. Next. Well, now we form the vision and mission for our programs. This will be at the college level, it will be at the department level, and even at the laboratory level also these can be made, but is not done. But for one program, for one department, vision, mission, look at that, understand graduate attributes, understand program outcomes, come down and frame your curriculum, course outcomes, POs, then you form the vision, mission, rather than writing vision, mission at the beginning. Once this is ready, our vision, mission will be clear. So we can either go from GAPO towards down, or we can also go from the LOBL and meet at vision, mission. That's what is my thinking from my experience, because experience also plays a key role. With the 35 years of teaching, learning, and living with the students and making the student community as a family, then I feel that it is not that in first 5 years of my teaching, teaching, I will be able to do all that. It takes at least 15 years for a teacher to really understand, go deeper into this. So this is what the implementing agencies have to quickly understand. New teachers, give them some time, and experienced and older teachers get the core and crux from them. That will happen on this. Well, next. Yeah, yes, sir. I'll continue. Now I would like to know, can we visualize outcome-based education? This is where I really would like to touch few things. You may agree or may not agree, but finally, when it comes to implementation of outcome-based education, we know we can really tell to the people, so many students got placed, so many got ranked, so many, our average CGPA is so much out of so many credits. So experiments they have done, theory they have studied, everything we will be able to document. And as to what students does is will enter in the first year and graduate and go away. One batch is gone. So your outcome-based education has gone into the community. This is what we should understand. Where he is serving, how he is serving, what job he is getting, what he is going to contribute back, everything counts for outcome-based education. Not only during these 4 years, even after 5 years, 10 years, outcome-based education monitors. Now, what is there for the institute, we have to see. One batch goes out, it is not the end of our work. But how can we visualize what our students have done? We can show the files, we can show our laboratories, infrastructure, everything. But what is the core contribution? I would like to share a few things here quickly and then close with this particular keynote address. Your final outcome should be what I am going to share from my next slide. Okay, we should be able to visualize. For example, a new entrant comes to the campus, or a stakeholder who has not yet taken admission come to the campus. He is not going to see your files. He will only see the infrastructure. But will the infrastructure give any outcome? No. He is not going to again go and, he may meet any of our alumni or may not. That means the institutions have to have their own, approach in showing or visualizing the outcome of the students that they have done. Clear? That's where I don't know where I am actually leading to. I'll show you 4 case studies. Clear? If you come to my department, I don't say my college, you can visit my college and then to my department. So the college or the institute should be able to depict, okay, this is what our students have done. And the outcome of what they have studied in 4 years is kept here. That's what I'm going to just highlight quickly. Fine. Yeah, you see, I'm just showing you some of the projects. I always feel project is one which is going to really demonstrate the outcome. They do the experiment, learn things, they write journals, and the journals are kept in a corner. They write theory examination, everything again it is confidential, kept in another corner. They do, they get a job and placement office keeps a record. Again, it is in a place. But if you want really what your students have done, then it has to be demonstrated. That's what is the word demonstrable, and then you should be able to visualize that. Okay. So a project we did, I mean, I'm just showing one, I mean, selected, not all projects. Solar photovoltaic powers, these are all in my area also. Have a nice record of what you are doing, which usually, even in your classroom, when you are developing, you just record your class or have a photograph. Ask your students to click a photograph for you, keep it. That is what you will be able to finally able to speak about and tell this is what I have done. Now that was the one project. The same project is continued, and today if you visit, you will see. Now these students are already there in some industry. They may come back, they may not come back. They'll be busy with their family, their job, everything. So much of responsibility, community. They are doing what institution has given them. But what is there for us to show that these people have done? I mean, outcome was available. If you come to our department, you'll see a box here, which is MPPT based solar photovoltaic power pack, the output of which we use for running the microcontrollers as well as simple solar photovoltaic off the grid. And there is a DC, microgrid here in this lab. Now, this, if you are able to show and demonstrate to your new students who are coming, if you are able to demonstrate it, well, outcome-based education is purpose is served. In my view, this is. People may agree, may not agree. This is what I feel is outcome-based. That is case study 1. Clear? One more. This is what you will see in the lab. You come there, switch on that. You see a button here. You can turn on this. You will get a display. Then you will get the power output. Then you can start working. That means even the students, when they are doing the lab, they know that they are using a product developed by their seniors, which is implemented. They did through their learning. Now the same is now replicated. You can also replicate this and see that such things are left behind by the outcome-based education. Case study number 2. See, all lateral projects you have to select. We started with a simple solar box cooker. It did not have a display. A group of students, we got this display. It is demonstrable. So for developing this, they utilize their own learnings. So when you go to the subject learning outcomes, you can always tell the learning outcome has come here. So in their thesis, we are now putting a page, separate sheet, which will tell what is the learning outcome of the project, displayed a separate sheet for assessment. That same project was again continued, and we made it little bit modernized where IoT. This is what the teacher has to start thinking. Students have competencies and we have to use. Now they developed an app. Now the solar box cooker can be whatever it is cooking and the time it is going to take, we can visualize on our. Now the outcome of this project is demonstrable. Clear? And this display panel, if you come to my cabin, you will see this outside my cabin. Now this is what is demonstrable, I say. We have to teachers. Of course, I did not start this. When I was there in US for teaching for a semester in one of the universities, Michigan Technological Universities, and also visited several universities. That is my passion, to visit different universities. Observe what is that they are doing for learning. Today our NEP is, we all know that it is again brought, taken Washington Accord, we say, for accreditation. Then we say NEP again taken from the US, and a lot of things are happening. But if you get a chance, if you visit universities, every corridor you walk, you will find what students have done, and you are able to stand there and read and study and understand. And that's what they call as outcome-based education. We have to follow not only in theory from the books and from speakers or anything, but we have to have these actually done in our institutions. Then our India is going to achieve outcome-based education. Otherwise, it will be another set of highly modernized theoretical aspects, which we only again start teaching even skills also. But this is a demonstrable. We have tested the skills of the students in programming, in communicating, in networking, in exhibiting, demonstrating, recording and they learn everything and put it. A panel like this has to be put on the board where anybody who comes there in front of my room, will learn everything. Students will proud, their names are there, photographs are there, and the data what they were able to get is displayed. This is what, I don't know if you agree with this, you can put in the chat box. This is what is outcome-based education. Case study 3, this was with undergraduate projects. Many of us are guiding researchers also. Finally, what I always tell is, if I have done research, then am I teaching my research in my classroom? If you can answer, if your answer is yes, outcome-based is education is achieved. This is my thinking. Another. So I'll give 2 case studies of my research scholars. Now he is Dr. R.L. Naik. He did a research on 3-level neutral point clamped voltage source converter for grid connection of wind turbines. 2015, it was awarded. Then he is now the associate professor, professor CAS in our department. He has now generated research grants of 37 lakhs. Well, he has done research under my guidance. He has generated this grant. Well, I feel very happy. Outcome-based education is achieved. He has established a PGA-based power electronics drives lab, and book publication is in process. He has introduced a subject. 5 things I tell to the research guides. A lab should be established, research grants should be obtained, a book should be published, subject should be introduced, and that the UG students' laboratories should be conducted in that lab. All these are happening. Book process, book publication has to happen. Now, outcome is, now he is now guiding the PhDs and MTechs in that lab, and publications he is doing, industry collaboration he has initiated. Look at that. What else you need? Such outcomes have to be created. This is his lab, established in 2017. So in 15, he got degree. 2017, this lab is set up. Okay. Another case study. These are all different photographs where students keep coming, MTech students use it. Now we are soon going to start internship for the students in these labs. Case study 4, last one. Another scholar, now he is again Dr. B.F. Roner. Optimum sizing of solar photovoltaic powered irrigation power system based on field conditions, a case study of riverbed pump sets. 2018, he has received 9 lakh grants from VGST also, Care Cradle, all that. Laboratory has Esther solar irrigation pump system. He has published a book, Optimum Sizing of SP, this already published online ebook. Then he is a professor now. He has introduced a subject. I have given the subject codes also. Sustainable Energy Technology and Agriculture Engineering. Outcome of this lab is 6 MTech projects, 4 BE projects. Publication 6 Android app for IP sizing. He has also established, we have established a collaboration with Flexitron, Prolite Systems, and Hydrotech Engineers. This is a book cover page. He has already, it's already in the print. And this is the lab. If you come to our energy park, now outcome, again, this is the lab established. Students can conduct experiments. Then there is a metering here. The panels are here, arrays are here. Now you can see the water which is being pumped. Now, utility is that water from here is pumped to the overhead tanks of our college through solar. Now look at this outcome. Such things have to be established by our research people. And he is teaching a subject. See, over the years, new subject introduced. This happens in IITs at times, happens in most of the US universities. If you have done a doctorate, if you are really mastered, then teach that in the classroom, you will enjoy. I have also introduced wind energy conversion system, solar photovoltaic system design. These are all through practice and my research. I am teaching them in the classroom. We enjoy that. Yeah, if that is happening, then we are really doing justice to this outcome-based education. Everything is documented perfectly. Okay, I am sure you all agree with this. This is what I wanted to share. You can see different experiments being conducted by students. Students love to work with the actual and practical systems. Okay, so to summarize, Outcome-based education is entirely the documentation of what we are doing. The assessment procedures and steps are there. Finally, we are going to tell this is what we will be, in fact, going to implement all that. But in my view, I have tried extending that when we, either when you are there as a youngster still in the teaching learning process, you have to adhere to an institute and see that the outcome that you are trying to practice is there back for visualization in your campuses. That's what I want to convey for any. This is one quote I always tell my students also, even in your campuses or anything like that. Each work has to pass through these stages. Ridicule, when you start doing, you will be ridiculed. There will be opposition, and then acceptance will be there. Those who think ahead of their time are sure to be misunderstood. Quote unquote, Swami Vivekananda. And finally, be motivated always, because that's what is highly required for the implementation of outcome-based education as well as the national education policies. For any information you would like to discuss, can send me email to suresh.j@ieee.org, or you can visit my website jangamshetty.info. With this, I once again thank all the organizers for giving me this opportunity to deliver this keynote address. I hope I have done justice in because you invited me, and that I have tried to give or communicate what is required. And I wish all the participants, because one-time learning through workshops, training programs is highly required. Then you go back to institutes and start implementing. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Namaste. Yeah. If there are questions, I will be. Problems addressed. Yeah, I have a very interesting question from V. Chandrasekhar Rao, sir. Thank you for the question. I was trying to know whether in these issues, like all the labs that have set up, sir, first I have established a link with any one of the industry person whom we would have met in some conferences, whom we would have met through our professional contacts, networking. Professional membership is important. We get to meet these people in conferences or workshops, and then we tell them what we are trying to do, and then get the links from the industry to our campus. I actually, in fact, just showing 4 MOUs we are able to sign with PRDC Bangalore, Lexitron Bangalore, then AG Electro Services, HESCOM, as well as one foreign university, Saginaw Valley State University, right? So addressing for teaching learning purposes is that in any one of my topic which I am teaching, I would invite or request the industry partner, can you deliver a webinar on this topic, which giving the industry touch to this. This is how I try to bring the industry. And I also request them, do we have any problem? For example, our Renewable Energy Research Center has been established and developed with technical support from Lexitron, Mr. R.S. Hiraman, who is also a 4-time national awardee from President for Innovation. He gives us idea, we tell the students or take students directly to the industry and get the problems. And most of the projects and what you are seeing are from the industry mindset. Okay, clearly we get the idea, and from social discussions and from most of our colleagues. This is how we bring in the industry. I hope I have tried to convince. It will take a lot of time and efforts. Any other, sir? Yeah. I hope Chandra Rao sirs, I have answered. Same thing. How are the social still? It's only we have to. Yeah, we have to. Yeah, there are.
Is there a system that going back?
Sir, I think so. Most of these questions will be addressed during your, this in 4 days. I have gone through all the speakers and what they are talking. They will be clearly telling. Usually call it as exit survey, and in some of the talks they will be presenting, sir. Definitely. Please forgive me for that because it will take again a lot of time. Time limitation is there. What about innovation, creative thinking? I just now mentioned industry people. We have to link. Professional networking is very, very, very important. For me, if I have done everything, it is only through my IEEE membership, Institute of Engineer membership, then IST membership, attend conferences, attend workshops. When you have a speaker, go out, speak to him, ask questions. They will give a lot of ideas and thoughts. Even today, the same thing is happening. Definitely, you can email me. We'll be giving you a lot of innovative ideas and thoughts. We have also filed patents. I have not gone much detail because keynote address has a time limit. That also I know. Because you have a lot of sessions, interesting sessions awaiting for next 3-4 days. And innovations can be done. Very wonderful innovations. Students are the people. They are in fact virtual teachers for us. I have learned a lot from students, a lot from my colleagues and friends wherever I have gone. Even today's meeting, I have all my friends and colleagues also with me. And discussions with Dan Shetty sir also leads a lot of many times a lot of new thoughts and processes. Right? Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jangam Shetty sir, for your motivational speech and a lot of case studies also. Definitely our participants will be very much motivated by your keynote address. Thank you very much, sir. Now, may I request the president of the today's function, or principal sir, Dr. G. B. Shetty sir, to present the, please, sir.
Very good afternoon to you all, sirs. So, the respected keynote speaker of this function, Dr. Suresh Jangam Shetty, Professor, Head of the Department of Electrical Engineering, BVVS Engineering College, Bagalkot. And today as inaugural inaugurator, Dr. S. Srinivas Baldi, Vice Chancellor, Dr. University of Bangalore. And the head of the department of our electrical engineering department, Sangesh Pudumani, and the coordinator of this outcome-based education curriculum and examination reforms FDP, Sri M. N. Talwar sir, and Vaidya sir, and all faculty members of our institution, and all participants from different parts of the country. So just now we have inaugurated the outcome-based education curriculum and examination reforms FDP. So this is a very excellent workshop going to be happened from today onwards. Just now, a keynote speaker, especially not that inaugurator, Professor Baldi have mentioned about, and that is NEP. It's a need of an hour. And for implementation of NEP, OB is very much important. He mentioned about that. And the NEP usually helps the student and nation. It should help student and nation, and especially has focused more on entrepreneurship. So the education system should produce entrepreneur, employer, not employee. So the country should give a more number of entrepreneurs to develop economically, as well as to give opportunity for upcoming entrepreneurs. So that type of system has to be adopted in the education system through OB, he mentioned. Students should be ready to learn new things, he told about that. And students should be able to make a right decision at right time. So that has to be practiced by the students in OB or in the system. And he mentioned about NEP have given importance to the interest of the students. And one more thing he mentioned about ABC, that is a academic bank of credits. So it is a very good innovative concept of education system, which is being already exist in other countries. But right now, it is also being practiced by our India through this NEP and OB. And he mentioned about role of teachers very excellently. And to implement NEP, the teacher should have a good spirit or real spirit to implement that. And he mentioned about the open book examination system, which gives or which helps the students to solve the problem. And ultimate expectation of NEP is that uh, the student should be able to solve the problems. That is the ultimate purpose of NEP, he mentioned. And next, during the address by our Dr. Suresh Jangam Shetty as a keynote speaker, he mentioned about Lord Basaveshwara. So the Lord Basaveshwara is a great man on the earth who fought for humanity, equality, integrity, and liberty. And this Lord Basaveshwara has to be promoted throughout the world. If any person practice the Basava's principles, definitely there will be very peace in the country, peace in the world. So all policymakers should read the Basava, and Lord Basava is just like he's giving equality to all, and he's a founder of democracy on the earth. So such type of background that Suresh Jangam Shetty have told, work is worship. And he told about India is respecting teachers at very high. The only thing is, we are not, teachers are not documenting our achievements, but he himself have documented his all achievements in his laboratory and all. And those are the real outcomes of a good teacher. He shows. In our education system, the document is missing, he told, but that has to be started right now. And his experience as a researcher, he explained very well. And one has to follow him, one has to take him as a mentor. And he told about mastery-based education, competency-based education, now outcome-based education. And next, he gave a question to us, after this, what next? That what to think. And he mentioned about Gurukula in India, really wonderful education system was there. And right now, we are again going back to the Gurukula. NEP is nothing but, it is a one form of Gurukula. Somebody don't know in Western countries, but it was there in India when the Gurukula was practicing in India. So India is actually in a real sense, the OB have born in India at the time of Gurukula. Now they are doing like in a systematic way as a Gurukula. But actually, the ancient purpose of education system, the education system was the ancient, the education system, the purpose of education system in ancient India was to get a real or to get a complete realization of oneself, or to get a complete realization, liberation of self. Today, we have to get a complete realization and liberation of ourselves. This has to be done, but it was done in Gurukula. And he told about William Spady, he's a father of OB in 1994. So I will explain about all this William Spady, his philosophy, principles, and practicing, how to bring that into practice. I will tell you in my presentation immediate after this inauguration. And he told about, can we visualize OBE? So he has visualized OBE through his practices, through his work, what he has done in his lab as a researcher. And he's a practitioner of OB in his all activities of all his academic activities. Really, Dr. Jangam Shetty is practicing OB in his all academic activities, what he has shown already. So right now, I would like to tell something about my institution. So my institution is the BVVS Polytechnic Bagalkot. It is a premier academic technical institution situated in northern part of Karnataka and southern part of India, providing a technical and non-technical education in all fields. And my polytechnic is having a great vision. My vision is to be an exemplary polytechnic to serve the society by inculcating technical and non-technical expertise for better career choices with excellent human values. So the important component of my vision is excellent human values. We are practicing human values, automatically the technology will be practiced indirectly. So that is our main vision. And to reach this vision, we are having a wonderful mission. The important components of our mission are, we are having 6 important components to fulfill or to reach the vision. We are having a very good culture. That is a mission. Vision is nothing but is a culture of institution. So the culture or vision or mission is mainly having 6 important components. The first one is, so to provide an effective instruction and training by well qualified, trained, experienced, committed staff members who are willing for continuous development of our institution. So in my institution, all faculty members are very much willing to, to improve the institution. So that is the first component of our mission. And second one is, we people are not only teaching a technology to the students, we're having a obligations, we're having a responsibility for rural development. So that's why the second component of our mission is to strive for upliftment of rural community, social and economically weaker sections, and unemployed youths, and with a special emphasis on women. We have not forgotten the women, because whole country is having a equal percentage of women. So we are not forgetting the women, because there's a lot of contribution from women. Women has to be developed very excellently, and parallelly, equally, they have to develop with the gents. So that we have adopted in our vision statement. And next, the third one is to develop better industry institute interaction to shoot our students suitable to the industry. And fourth one is to provide an opportunities for skill development, flexible and affordable short-term courses for upliftment of our students for to get employment. And fifth one is, so we are initiating revenue generation activities. For sustainable development of institution, we should not depend upon the finance from other countries, finance from other people, because already we have a lot of potential of knowledge. So that knowledge has to be utilized, the knowledge has to be converted to money. So that practice is being done in my institution, because industry, what is doing, it is converting ideas into cash. But here we are creating an idea, so that idea has to be created to money. So that for that purpose, we are making some revenue generating activities with help of knowledge of our faculty and students. That is the fifth element of our mission. And last one is to mold the students in leadership, innovation, entrepreneurship, and as a personality, and as a whole good citizen of the world. So this is the last component of our mission. So like this, we are going ahead, and definitely will reach our vision. Already we are practicing very well. Anyhow, today the inauguration function was very excellent, and both that inaugurator and keynote speaker have given a very good information, very good insights and information to you all. Now I conclude my presidential speech, and immediate after this, after 10-15 minutes back to there. After that, we'll start my first session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your address. Now, may I request Sri Mallikarjun Mathur, sir, presenting the vote of thanks.
Good morning to all. I deem it is a great honor and privilege to present